Hey everyone, John here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a short trade here on the S&P. The S&P is setting up a pennant breakdown with a very strong signal to get in short. Now I'm looking at a nice small stop on this one, not looking for a very big stop. I'm not interested in holding if it goes above here. So stop's going to be at 70 and 3/4. First target's going to be back down to the range lows down here. We had a range a little bit earlier that price just got stuck inside of, and I want to make sure to get some profit off back at those range lows. But the other thing that I'm looking for on this breakdown is I really want to see price test these extremes. The last time they tried to shove the market lower, if we can break through this 67 and 3/4, there's a good chance that they're going to want to try to retest that area. Now, I could just place an order right on that level, but you know me, I'm not a big fan of that, so I'm going to go to 66.5 instead. And the same for the range lows, 67 and 3/4, we're going to go to 68. So from our entry point here at 69.25 down to the first target, we're looking at a 1.25, and then we're looking for an extended move down to retest those extremes for 2 3/4 points. So it is relatively early. We're just after 7 o'clock. We're going on, 7:20 here in a little bit. Don't expect this thing to go rip-roaring all over the place is basically what I'm getting at. It's not going to be as fast in the morning session, and a lot of times the moves that we see, it just requires a little bit more time to get going. The S&P tends to be a little bit more slow, a little more methodical when it's early in the morning. So keeping that in mind, we're looking to the downside. That first target, not very far away, just looking to get down there within the next couple candles and a nice tight stop. That's really what we're looking for on this one. I really don't want to see the price come back and contest this area at all. This is the breaking point, and if it breaks above it, the breaking point is now the breaking point for the trade, and then we get out. So nice small stop, first target not too far away. Once we get that first target filled, stop will go to break even just like normal, and we'll look to ride the rest of the move down to 66.5. All right, nice strong push down to the range lows, gets that target filled. So now with that target filled, we're going to lock our stop into 2 more contracts. Stop goes to break even to reduce all of the possible risk here. And now it's just a matter of seeing if the market wants to continue back down. Does it want to keep falling and break through this range low or not? And that's kind of where we're sitting. Now, if we can crack underneath it, especially if it can close underneath it, then we'll be looking to lock the stop in a little bit closer. But as of right now, even break even only puts it a tick away from even the high of the current candle. So really don't want to play around and move the stop too tight. We'll give the trade a little bit of room, especially considering the fact that it's the S&P. The S&P is a really big fan of whipping people out at break even +1. Those +1 stops are almost always hit, and I don't want that to happen. So my stop's going to stay at break even 69.25 until I get further proof that the sellers want to come in. Looking down to the next push at 66.5. So far so good. Got that first target filled. Now we're just waiting for a little bit more follow through from the sellers and see if they want to take this farther down. All right, so an interesting little follow-up here. We're seeing the sellers hold outside of this range. I wouldn't mind adding on another quick position just to catch a scalp. Not looking for much, but looking to hop in here with 2 more at 67 and 3/4. And if it hits that, the stop will go to 4. And that's primarily because we're seeing signs that the buyers are not only failing, but the sellers are attempting to take back over. So now that we have our next fill in here, we're going to take 4 off here. There's just a quick little addition here from 67 and 3/4 down for another 1.25 and a 1.25. So overall, that is basically kind of what we're looking at here. We had a nice little push down. We broke underneath. We did get that close underneath, which is really what we wanted to see. And now that we had that, the bulls tried coming in. They even tried trapping the lows before they shot up. And the follow-up to that, completely bearish, right? So the sellers come straight back in, not letting the buyers gain any ground. Definitely looks good to the degree that they're going to probably try to get a test of this low down here at around 66.25. So looking to add on just a small extra couple contracts here. If it does push up and stop us out, my stop is going to stay up at 69. That was +1 to the old position, and that will allow the trade enough room to work out, but also stop the other ones out at +1. So it sort of negates a small loss if it does go against us. But so far, looking great. Just need to see a little bit more follow through down to the lows. We came a tick away so far, and this little pullback here looks more to me like it's just setting up a flag than anything else. Nice little flag formation to push right back down. So I'm very happy to sell along with that bearishness that we're seeing here to try to pick up an extra couple ticks. So 4 contracts in now, again short. Feels like we're rinse and repeat. And if we get a break of this low, it's very much anticipated that it's going to fail. Most breakouts do, especially in a range. So we're looking to fade that back in the other direction. But first things first, we need to get down to that low. So we'll give it a little bit of time and see if it can push back down again. All right, rounding into our target again, we're one tick away. Seems to be kind of the story of the day. There we go. We got some of them filled, not all of them, only a couple. And there we go. We get the rest of them filled. Beautiful move down. Really nice little add-on there. Quick extra couple ticks for sure. So now we're looking for a breakdown of this area at 66.25 and what the reaction is. What does the market want to do after it breaks down? That's really the big key that a lot of people are going to be waiting for. They want to see what happens here. So overall, with that slight addition on there for an extra couple contracts, that brings us to 47 ticks to the downside. That's $587.50. So a beautiful move down, pennant failure off of the highs, and then a follow-up bear flag back down again with an early entry, seeing the sellers coming in and negating the buyers. And that wrapped up a really solid morning. We're not even at 8 o'clock yet, and we've already got $500 locked in. So 47 ticks, 587.50. That's going to do it for me on the video. If you have any questions about it, feel free to shoot an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.